when you communicate to the president that we're engaged in some illegal activity which I didn't sign up for, how do you communicate that to the president? Because the president would have ordinarily asked for something in a written form. What did they say to you? Or did you write to the president? How did you communicate this to the president that there's something going on which is not up to what we are expected to do as police?
It is unfortunate that I did not write to him. I went there in person. So I had a one-on-one engagement with the president about it. And you're correct, honorable member, would have expected the president to conduct some investigation on this thing. But the president didn't. He simply said, okay, if you're having issues with the minister, just give me time. I'm going to appoint someone else to take over from you. And that was the end of the meeting.
And that's President Zuma we're talking about?
That's correct.
We did not do anything about this matter when you communicated to him that we have been invited into doing wrong things?
Yeah, no, they didn't do anything about it.
Now, why do they put you at home after releasing you? They went to fetch you from your position, ask you to come and act, and then when you say, I can't be part of a criminal syndicate, you are sent home. What do they communicate to you around that time? What is the reason of you staying at home?
Honorable members, when I had met with the minister, I called the entire top management of the SAPS and I told them what transpired in the minister's residence. And I told them that they must prepare themselves, that they're all going to be fired and they're going to be victimized because whoever is going to come in is going to come with a mandate that perhaps will say they must get rid of everyone. Some of the senior managers took me serious, others did not take me serious. But because I was prepared for that, indeed that will happen. Maybe Gerald Pierre must come here and explain why she did not allocate me a post for that long and allow me to sit at home and draw a salary every month. She will have to come and explain that because she was the boss. She's the one who's going to have to come and explain that despite my experience, as I've displayed here, that she will choose to appoint junior people to go and act in positions that they did not have much of experience of, whereas I'm sitting at home. There was a person who was a non-trained police officer. With respect, she joined the police and she's heading our training currently. She was deployed as a head of crime intelligence at one stage by Gerald Pierre.
Will I be correct that you were actually being punished for being disciplined?
I believe so. I believe so, honorable member, because it did not only end there. It was not only about sitting at home. It was sitting at home and state security, crime intelligence, deploy counterintelligence against Mkhwanzi, against Khumalo, against Masimolo. So we were not just kept at home, but we've been monitored 24/7.
General, you speak interestingly about 2011, especially in relation to crime intelligence. What was happening in 2011? Well, some of us for sure were very young, we can't remember properly. What was happening in 2011? Because you keep on referring to 2011, and we're trying to imagine what really happened in the crime intelligence in 2011, which you see it now and gives you those flashbacks of what happened in 2011.
I said, honorable members, I wouldn't want us to maybe go too deep back, but many things were pronounced, ventilated at the Zondo Commission about intelligence, things that were happening. I will invite you to go and read that report again. But at crime intelligence at the time, what was dominating the media space was the looting of the secret fund account in such a manner that it ended up getting a name of slush fund. Majority of the citizens know it as slush fund. It's not a slush fund. It's a secret service account. But because it was misused to that extent, it then became a slush fund. That's what was dominating the media space in 2011 when I came in, which was a sore point within crime intelligence.
But I'll also invite you to go and check my YouTube at that time where I said, when you speak on the phone, you must first greet General Mkhwanzi before you speak to the person you're speaking about, because they were known for illegal interceptions at that time. Am I correct?
Yeah, that's correct. That's correct. That's why Gerald Cele himself, as initial commissioner at that time, fell victim of the same thing.
Now, You now are back, you're appointed. I know you went acting, came back, and then you appointed a provincial commissioner in KZN. How does that happen now? And what is the minister's position in relation to that? Did you object to your appointment or anything of that sort? Or there was consensus that you must go to KZN?
You talk about 2021?
No, when you became full-time, yeah, not acting.
Look, when I approached the National Commissioner in December, there were delays. I met with the minister because he needed to be consulted. Minister Cele at that time did not want me to leave the head office. He wanted me to remain at the head office. And he felt that maybe my expertise would be wasted if I go to the province. I'm better off to assist at the national level. But I pleaded with him that I needed a new challenge. So it took that long until March. That is when I think they started engaging with the executive in the province, where the agreement was reached, and then I was informed that I can go and start in April. So starting from December until March, it was there was a long time of discussions. At that time, the provincial commission had left, and there was someone acting, and so I came in to take over from someone who was already acting at the time. My aim was to be appointed before the provincial commission leaves, so that we can do the handing over, which is something I did when he came in 2019. When he came in, I sat with him for about a week doing handing over before I went back to Pretoria. I wanted to do the same thing when I was going in, but because of that delays, he ended up leaving without doing that handing over.
When is your contract coming to an end?
My contract is ending at the end of March 2026.
Is there any discussion about renewing a contract, or everybody just went that quiet about it?
No, there's no discussion. The discussion, according to the rules, can only start 4 months before. So we're not there yet.
We're not yet there?
No, we're not there yet.
Okay. Now, General, the political killing task team, according to your explanation, I don't know if they were calling it PKTT at the time when Balula was saying, we need to do something with the killings of councillors and all of that in the province. And they were assembling of a team that was working on that before 2018. So before the president made that pronouncement in Maritzburg. What was that called?
It was not a team, honorable member, because you had a prioritization of the investigation on cases that involved politicians. That's what was done. But they identified a detective per police station, per district, to take those dockets. If there's a politician killed, it must be given to the detectives. But that detective was taking those dockets on top of other dockets that a detective has. So if you have a murder of someone somewhere and so forth, we have other 10 murder dockets that you must investigate. Then we have this additional one of the politician. The prioritization of the detective to investigate will be equal amongst all these dockets that he has in front of them. And a matter of fact, you might prioritize a matter of a 80-year-old woman before you prioritize a matter of a councillor of 30 years old. So then there was no prioritization in terms of investigation by the team. But it was not, correction, not the team, but those detectives that we identified, they were scattered all over. So they were not working as a team.